Yeah. I can't do this.
Yes, you can.
Abandonment, drugs, alcohol, gangs, rehab, and then a life dedicated to service. My life has been impacted by one man who's experienced all of these things. I've had many trials in my life, and one man has shown me how to deal with the ups and downs. And we've all had that one person who's helped guide our lives, to help make us better people, to show us the difference between right and wrong. Today I'd like to pay tribute to that man. This man was abandoned at an early age. He got mixed up with gangs and drugs and alcohol, and eventually after rehab dedicated his life to service of others. This man is the Big Bird. And I would like to tell you all about Big Bird's life. Mr. Bird was abandoned at an early age. One Janet Free Bird was only 16 when she gave birth to Darius Tyrone Bird. She abandoned him on the streets of New York City. And unfortunately, we have no baby pictures, but most experts agree that this is a close approximation to what a young Big Bird would have looked like. Bird was left to fend for himself on the streets, fighting for scraps of bird feed and taking baths in public bird baths and sleeping in park trees. That's one tree you don't want to park under. Little else is known about Big Bird until he became the age of 16, when he began to ask himself that one question that we all ask ourselves. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Big Bird eventually found himself at Sesame Street, where he joined the North Sesame Crips, and there he climbed the pecking order rather quickly. In the NSC, he began to sell drugs, and when he began selling more drugs than any other person had sold before, he earned the nickname the Big Bird. He was once even arrested for the possession of drugs, but he flew the coop before any charges could be pressed. Big Bird also led a life of crime. He robbed many bookstores and accounting offices, stealing all their letters and numbers. Eventually, this lifestyle would spell disaster for Big Bird. His number was bound to come up. After being arrested, he went through rehab and dedicated his life to the service of others. I didn't even go in there. Big Bird showed me that stealing people's letters was the wrong thing to do, and robbing people of their numbers really just doesn't add up. He also spent many years lobbying for the large flightless birds' rights, so that other large flightless birds wouldn't have to deal with the same horrible life that he did. So I hope that you've seen that Big Bird has impacted my life by overcoming abandonment and drugs and rehab. And I'd like to conclude today by saying that today's speech has been brought to you by the number 0, as in the number of speeches we have to give after this one. It's also been brought to you by the letter H, as in do we have to give any more speeches? Hell no.